Hello retro fans, Retro Holder here. Welcome to another episode, and on today's episode we have something slightly different, but I wanted to go through with you my top 10 figures that I am looking to add to my collection in 2023. Can't wait for you to join me. Thank you ever so much for joining me on another episode. So on this episode today, I wanted to talk to you guys about the top 10 figures that I hope to purchase and add to my collection in 2023. We'll start from number 10, work our way up, and hopefully some of these characters you may have in your collection, these figures, you may be looking for also. Can't wait for you to join me. So let's jump in at the list. If there's something you'd like to help me with and support the channel, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe this video. I really appreciate all your support. It all does mean so much to me. So at number 10, we've got the LJN Thundercats figure, Jagger. Now Jagger is quite a sought after figure and very difficult to obtain with his helmet and his Sword of Omens. This one has eluded me for quite some time, so hopefully I'll be able to grab this quite early on in the year, but it's quite low down on the list as it isn't a big priority of mine at the moment. But maybe I could get lucky on some toy lines, and when I go to speak to other toys, when I speak to the other toy division, the toy community. So that is my number 10 Jagger from LJN Thundercats. In at number 9, we are going with Conan, the action adventurer. Now, on my last tour video that I did on my channel, which was over at the NEC, the last tour of 2022 actually, so if you want to go check that out, you're more than welcome after you've watched this one. I did have a look. There was a few stalls that had the characters and the figures from Conan the action adventurer, so it has sparked an interest for me, and I'm really drawn to the luminous colours that you got in the late 80s, early 90s for the action figures, hence why I collect Toxic Crusaders. I am looking into a couple other toy lines that do have that sort of luminous 90s colour feature. But yes, at number 9, hopefully I can add something from the Conan the Adventurer toy line and expand my collection further. Coming to you at number 8, we have a Playmates classic figure which has actually been re-released in the classic form of the card. So we're looking to go with the storage cell Michelangelo. So like I said, these have just been re-released by popular demand. If I am lucky enough to obtain one of the originals from the early 90s, I know the prices on these seem to be skyrocketing at the moment with the popularity. So number 8 for me is going to be the storage shell Mikey. I have recently stepped into the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles range with the classic Playmates original Michelangelo, which I did get for my birthday actually, which was I celebrated earlier this year. In at number 7, so we are going to continue with the bright colour theme, and I want to add to my collection some Toxic Crusaders from the early 90s, which were produced by Trauma Toys and Playmates. So I hopefully want to add to my collection the Toxic Skater. Now this is a particular one that I have looked for previously, but the difficulty, as with most of these vehicles, you're either going to pay the price for having it complete boxed, and that may cost obviously quite a few pennies, and then trying to find that loose with all the parts. Sometimes it's missing hoses, the flags, and I am a sort of big instigator for myself to make sure that I have all my accessories with my loose items. But hopefully at number 7 I'm going to go with the Toxic Skater to add there. At number 6, so we are going to a bit of a darker toy line, but something that was very nostalgic in my childhood, and we are going with the Kenner Aliens gunship from their toy range. I do have a vehicle and a couple of the carded figures which I started collecting last year, So hopefully I am looking to get this one boxed to add to my Kenner Aliens range, and something that I didn't have as a child actually, so it would be something awesome that I can add to my collection when I am an adult. Now, halfway there folks, we are now going to hit the top 5 of my potential additions that we could add to the collection for 2023. So coming to you at number 5, we have got Dusty Rhodes from the WWF Hasbro collection. Somewhat of a more sought after figure in the UK. It doesn't seem to have surfaced quite so popular on the market. It is a very sought after figure, so quite pricey to get that one in a very good condition. I do like to get mine as clean, fresh off the card as possible. It's just something that I like to particularly go for. But obviously everyone's heard about the rumour of the yellow boots variant that apparently you can get, but this has been confirmed to not be true. So it is only the white boot version that you can get from the WWF Hasbro range. That is number 5, the WWF Hasbro Dusty Rhodes I want to add into my collection. Numero 4, number 4. This addition to the list is something that I want to add as a complete new toy line, which I have been looking at for the last few months now. These are the Visionaries. So these were produced in the mid to late 80s. Didn't last very long, as they only had one season of the TV series, which was only about 15-20 episodes approximately. I don't know the particular numbers off the top of my head, but it was quite small from those. Those have a particular interest with me because they are very similar to the G.I. Joe range, which I did used to have as a kid, but getting into that may send me down some other rabbit hole which I don't want to go down just yet. But these particular ones are of that similar style with the G.I. Joes. The differences they have is the holographic emblems on their chest and the staffs. It was a TV show I did enjoy watching as a kid. You had the totems as the animals that they would change into. So that is something hopefully I can add as a new toy line to the toy collection in at number 4, Visionaries. Please don't forget to like, share and subscribe if you want to be notified of these figures, hopefully that I will be documenting on the channel and doing toy reviews of, so you can keep up to date as I start crossing them off the list in 2023. Thank you, I really appreciate it. Right, coming in for some big hitters now, the top 3 of my potential additions to my collection of 2023. Right, number 3. Number 3 on my list is Captain Cracker from the LJN toy line range again. He is one of the characters that I have been trying to search for, but again the price reflected on him, and to try and get him complete with his sword seemed to be evading me quite substantially. But hopefully I've got him on the list now in my top 3 to add to the collection. He was quite a big character in the animated series, but somewhat of a solo character. He didn't really run with I believe a crew or a gang like the Berserkers or the Lunatics, those other people like that. So that is my number 3, Captain Cracker from the LJ and Thundercats range I want to add to my collection. The last 2 left. So the last 2 I hopefully want to get in 2023. Coming in at number 2 is the man himself, Toxie from Toxic Crusaders, all complete. Loose, to get him loose on card I'd imagine is going to be a bit of a stretch for that particular model, so to have him loose with his glow in the dark accessory, his name slips me now. You leave in the comments if you do remember his name. He seems to have escaped my mind, but yeah, his glow in the dark accessory with the mop, the grenades, the belt, Toxie from Toxic Crusaders, I'll hopefully be adding this year. Now, before we get to the number one spot, I do want to add just a couple of honourable mentions which I feel are well reserved but unfortunately didn't make the cut on the top 10 list. So my first honourable mention is going to be from the Kenner Aliens range, and this is the Marines versus Aliens. These were brought out quite late into the toy line, something that was produced and manufactured just before the Aliens Hive Wars, which some people do say which was a last resort push for the Kenner Aliens after they were bought by Hasbro, I believe, at the time, which was in the mid-90s. But yes, the Marines versus Aliens, hopefully carded, because it looks quite iconic with it being in its own packaging. These particular figures came with a specific Marine and a different alien come with each figure. Me particularly, I'm not too fussed on which one I may get. There are a couple which are going to be more sought after, like the Vasquez and the Hudson, as those figures weren't actually released in the United States. They were only UK exclusive on a single packaging, so to have them then released with the alien available in the United States did bring up a lot of popularity for those two particular action figures. But for that one, hopefully I'll be able to add on card into my collection as the first honourable mention. The second honourable mention I want to add into my collection for 2023 is going to be one of these, the AEW Unrivaled series, but this is a limited edition chase figure. He is MJF from the Series 2 1 of 3000 chase variant that I want to hopefully get. This one again is proving to be a more difficult, more sought after figure due to his popularity in AEW, and now obviously being AEW champion, his figures are becoming a lot more sought after and a lot more pricey at the moment. So that is my honourable mentions, and that is my list from 10 to 2. The number one spot going to hopefully be an addition into my collection is going to be the WWF Hasbro Mock Green Series Evil Crush. Now this is obviously a very scarce action figure to get loose, never mind to have it on card, and the price of this one is day by day increasing with popularity and people being sought after, because it is the elusive Green Series 11 from the WWF Hasbro range. That is my hopefully number one spot, so hopefully you guys will be able to join me on the journey to have those added into my collection, and I will be able to thank you and appreciate all the support that you have done to be able to let me enjoy and go out hunting, searching to add these figures into my collection. If you want to keep up to date on my top 10 list and the honourable mentions that I have included in this video, I will be documenting hopefully some more of my finds and additions of the toys that I have mentioned today, with also doing some toy reviews and doing some more toy hunts. Please don't forget to like, share and subscribe if you want to be a part of that, so you can get notified of my findings in the future. That's the end of this short episode. I just wanted to express with your good selves which figures I am looking to add into my collection for the year of 2023, and hopefully you will be a part of that and able to join me, and we can share the enjoyment and success together. So that is my list for 2023. Hopefully I'll be able to cross them off, and you will be able to join me on that journey, and we will have fun searching, hunting and adding into the collection for 2023. Have yourselves a great day. I look forward to seeing you soon. Take care. Bye bye. Is